Is it time to ditch your phone for the Rabbit R1? Welcome back to Deaton Street. I'm Dustin, and he's Zach, and we're talking about the newly dropped Rabbit R1 AI device by Teenage Engineering. But first, if you could, head back down below the video, like and subscribe. We really appreciate all those likes and subscribes and the comments and all the views that we've been getting recently. It's really helping us out, and it's actually cool to see a little bit of growth, so keep it coming. We enjoy it. We hope that you guys are still enjoying it. But aside from that, the Rabbit R1, what you got, Zach?
So the Rabbit R1, like you said, just released. I think the last week or so, it's been getting out to YouTubers, and the first review models are getting out. It is a handheld AI assistant type device. It is $199 and does not require a subscription. It's supposed to be able to connect with other apps such as Spotify, DoorDash, that type of thing, and work its way into the apps, use the apps for you so that you don't have to look and grab your phone. It's also, your stereotypical AI assistant. So it can answer the questions that you would ask of an AI assistant, like the Siris of the world, the Alexas of the world. But it's also multimodal, which means that it can identify objects with the camera and give you feedback or information based on what it sees in the camera. Of course, it can also play music, that type of thing. Typical handheld device with some AI pushed in there. Now, we've watched some reviews. We don't have our hands on one. We're not that cool. But we have watched some reviews. What do we think about this, Dustin?
So, from the reviews, I initially, and I probably still do, I would like to get one to play with it.
Mm-hmm.
That's just it, to play with it. I already have a device that does all these things, and I think that's kind of like we're on the same page with that. Now, some of the things that it can do are pretty cool. There was one video that we had just watched, and it said there is a camera to spreadsheet function.
Mm-hmm.
Super niche, but I thought it was kind of cool. He had like a handwritten spreadsheet or a graph, and he asked the Rabbit to take a picture of this and make a CSV file and add a column here with this information, and it emailed it to him. Now, I did notice in that video, he has an edit in there, and it says up in the top corner, cut for time. That's one thing that I've noticed with majority of people's videos is I don't know that they've had a legit, not like an unedited time frame, for the response of whatever R1 is doing, whatever they're asking it to do.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing I'm kind of like iffy on. It's because you have like your YouTubers who have gotten these test models, and obviously they've gotten it. They're going to give it a good review in a sense, kind of give it a little bit of a shaded review or whatever. You're not going to see the negatives as much as you would the positives. So like, they might cut to a different camera angle and kill out, take out the response time of the device.
Now, we did see last week that the AI pin from Humane dropped, and it kind of dropped and instantly became meme worthy because of the response time. I haven't seen anything like that about the R1.
Exactly.
It's not, so it essentially, at least probably isn't as slow as the Humane R1. I feel pretty confident saying that, but there's nothing out there that we could find when we were skimming to show how fast it actually is, which is very important for a device like this.
Yeah. Like it's not a meme, which is great.
Yeah.
The Humane pin was like, this thing is taking forever. I could pull out my phone and ask the same question, and then finally it gives me a response I need. Like there isn't any of that happening. It's probably like your standard wait time, for a request to an AI device.
I was going to say that's a really good goal for product developers, to not have your product become an instant meme. Yeah. So
Yeah, that was so bad. It was as soon as the humane pin dropped, it was like, oh, this is not good. The the other thing that I find that was really cool with the Rabbit R1 is the look of it. Now, if we go back to a previous video that we did,
one of the things that you scoffed at was the selling point was retro.
well, it's a cool little new device. It looks retro. There's nothing retro about this. I'm sorry. What? We kind of looked at the R1. I said it looks stupid, or not stupid. The reviewer or whoever we had found the information from said it looked retro.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't really see that.
I think it looks retro.
In a sense, it kind of does. It looks like it's like future retro stuff. I don't know. Or it's like way too retro. I don't know. I think it looks cool. After diving into a little more of Teenage Engineering's their tech and all their other products, their stuff looks nice. It's sleek, dude.
Yeah.
It looks really cool. I don't know that I have a use case for any of them, but it's cool. And then I mean they have the little wheel, the camera function, like all that stuff. So it's got some cool things. But again, I would just get one to play with it.
Yeah, and I saw one of the videos we were looking at. He had it connected to DoorDash. He had it connected to Grubhub or Uber Eats or whichever one it has a connection for. And the loading time for the apps within the R1 were incredibly slow and incredibly buggy. And Rabbit R1 is selling you a product that is supposed to make your life easier and do these things faster for you so that you don't have to reach for your phone, because you're still reaching for a device, and the device is not small. You know, it's not tiny like the A1 pen. It's like, it's kind of handheld. So you still have to find room on your person to carry this thing. And if you pull it out and it's not faster than your phone, what's the point?
Yeah.
Again, this is first week. Everything is supposed to get better. It's
very new.
Yeah. But right now, use case is not there for that, for the apps. The other part of this that I want to take an angle at is, you know, I'm in privacy. I'm a privacy analyst. That's my day job. So I worry about taking all of your apps, logging into everything on a web platform. And then you have, if this is your way to get through everything, you have one password and login for all those things in order to get in and mess with everything, including your prompts, your voice prompts and conversations that you've had with this device.
Yep.
So that's something to be wary of when you're logging into multiple applications through one device. That's why your phone companies put so much time and effort into privacy and encryption and push updates all the time, because they find vulnerabilities in that software. So it's just something to consider with any new tech. I'm always a little wary of what are their privacy practices. And I did see like a privacy page on there. Looks like they're doing some privacy by design stuff, which just means implementing privacy into the design instead of doing it after the fact.
Yeah.
But it still makes me nervous. I don't know that I'm logging into, like, if bank accounts and that type of thing are available. I'm not sure that I'm logging into that on my R1 if I get one.
Yeah.
Right.
That could be, that's a little sketchy. Cause I mean, like we've kind of dealt with that at my job too, with like the cybersecurity stuff, you know, like, okay, yeah, let's say for Google, for instance, if you're using Chrome, you can have your password saved on your Chrome profile or whatever. That's not always the best scenario. So we go through like a third-party app that's like an extension for Chrome for your passwords. So it's like, I hope that the Rabbit stuff is as encrypted, you know, if you have like one password to get into all these things, but at the same time, like all your data is in one place.
Yeah. It's just important to like use two-factor if you can, but also, and I'm not saying I haven't identified anything in the Rabbit R1 that is like a problem. Like, it's more just like something to consider as you're using new tech like this. Is almost, if you're going to put information in there, just be ready for that information to one day be out there, especially if it's new tech.
Oh, so, yeah.
some other stuff. The camera to spreadsheet seemed cool. I think that needs
Yeah,
to be accurate though in order to be used.
for sure. To
Because
me, it's like
otherwise
you
you're just
could,
having to redo it and look at it, you know?
yeah, like if it could get it pretty close,
Mm-hmm.
and then you could go in after the fact and not have to type everything out.
Mm-hmm.
You could just fix a few things. Like Excel's already like kind of hard to navigate if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, to have everything filled out for me and then I can just go and like reformat a few things, like that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I mean, can your phone do that? Probably so.
Probably, or eventually. And
You
so
know,
that's the next part of this is, and I've seen reviewers talk about this. I've seen them say this. I haven't heard a really good answer to this question. Why
mhm.
isn't this just an app? Why do I
Yep.
need to carry another piece of hardware on me in order to do all these things that are obviously software based?
Yep. I think the answer to that, and this is a D Mallett opinion over here. I think it is solely to make more money. So if you had an app, let's say, if you had a Rabbit R1 app on your phone that you could download, maybe they might charge a subscription.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they don't because on the device that it's not a subscription or whatever. Maybe it's only like $5 for the app or
Mm-hmm.
$10 if you're really getting crazy. Um, maybe it's $5 a month. Or you can sell this $200 device. Now, if it's a subscription over time, yes, you'll probably make more money with the app. But you're like almost guaranteed like a $200, payment if somebody buys this. I think and again, this is just me, but they might be banking on the fact that they can sell these devices faster than they can sell an app, you know?
Yeah.
Um, but at the same time, it's like, nah, I mean, we already have phones. So it's like, I don't need exactly your point. Like, I don't need another device in my pocket.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think it's the marketing, right?
Yeah.
It's a really good marketing piece of it. The Rabbit R1 does look cool. We're talking about it a lot more than we would be talking about it if it was just a piece of
Yeah.
software. If it was just a
Yeah.
software app.
Well, and then the other thing too, it's like that's like the market right now. It's like there's a bunch of these AI devices, the Meta glasses, the Humane Pen, the da 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 da, like all these. I say all of them. There's like a handful of them now, but like it's a popular thing right now to have an AI device come out. So they probably were in development with it, and then they're like, cool, we'll just be on the same train as everybody.
I think this is a Zach prediction here
Yeah.
that very soon, within the next few months, Apple is going to announce their AI models on the new iPhone. And we're not really going to be talking about Humane AI pins or Rabbit R1s that much.
Well, you're pretty right. I did see an article that had like iOS
Shh, shh,
18
shh, 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 shh. It's a prediction.
things.
It's a prediction. I didn't read that article.
Again, it was one of those articles that I read the title of and didn't go read it. So I'll send
Yeah.
it to you to read the rest of it, and then we'll make an opinion.
Yeah. So I think I read the same article. So Apple
Yeah.
right now is going in between Google and OpenAI on trying to license out AI functions for the next iOS. I believe it's for the next iOS. It might be the one afterwards, but it seems like they're kind of leveraging the two companies against each other to try to use it. So look,
Interesting.
I think this is cool tech. It's also only $200, and I say only because technology is very expensive, and 200
Well,
is not that expensive in comparison to other
to
pieces
the
of technology.
to the Humane, which is like $700.
Right. So, is it something that maybe one day I'll buy so that I can put it in the background of the videos?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Is it something I'll use every day? No.
No. Let us know. If you want to get an Rabbit R1, if you think it's a dumb piece of tech, if you think it's pretty cool, like just let us know your opinions on it. I know I've been enjoying watching everyone's opinions pop up underneath the videos. So it's really cool whenever you guys just give us a whole paragraph of stuff
Let her
because
rip.
it's just
Yep.
neat. I love it because it's a
Multiple
continuous
comments.
Yeah, a continuing discussion, on the channel, which is really cool, and it shows that you're interested enough to leave your opinion. So just let us know. Let us know what you think.
All right.
See ya.
Peace.
I'm walking the streets of the